It's October 3rd. This is Workshop Wasteland. I am Jared. You haven't subscribed yet, but you're here to check out day 3 of Workshop Tricks and Treats. In today's video, I have something pretty cool. I made a DRO, or an indicator holder, for my tailstock of my lathe. It turned out awesome. I think you're going to enjoy it and can probably take some inspiration to come up with something similar for your lathe, because sometimes you need to drill a hole to a specific depth, and short of marking the drill bit, there's no great way to do it, at least accurately. So what do you say we hop back here behind me and see what we have? Did you subscribe yet? If not, you should. Thanks for stopping by. Another quick tip for anybody who has a Southbend lathe: I made a mount to hold a dial indicator so that I could drill accurate depth holes, or drill to an accurate depth in a hole. And this turned out quite well, actually. I'm sort of proud of myself for this. So first and foremost, as you can see there, I just kind of machined a bit of a split collar. That was largely a lot of belt sander operations, but the split collar has a screw back here that clamps it onto the quill of this tailstock, and then I left this piece up top, of course, from an indicator to ride against. And then this hole right here in this casting was originally for like a little oil dauber. There was a piece of metal that would fit in there, and you'd be able to put a drop or two of oil on a dead center if you were using a dead center in the quill. However, I'm sure that was lost 100 years ago, and I obviously don't have it, and we now have oil cans and everything else, so it's not like that's really needed. So instead, I took advantage of that and machined this. Let me show you how that works. So as you can see, right, we're able to crank in and out. This is a 1-inch indicator, so after you go past an inch, then the needle's not on my piece that I made out here anymore, but that's okay. I'm able to crank it all the way in and pop out a dead center or a drill chuck or whatever might be in my quill. So first off, I have a set screw up top here to loosen up the indicator, and you don't have to clamp that very hard. I 3D printed a back for this to get rid of the ring that's on the back. As you can see, that indicator has the mounting lug on the back, so I just 3D printed a back for it. And then this has kind of a cool feature, so we have to take this set screw out, which I know is a bit of a nuisance. I need to just make a thumb screw for that. Once we take that set screw out, I have a screwdriver slot and a screw down here, and I can turn this and then as I turn this, it pushes this piece out, because I have a very nice snug fit in the hole. So you can see that got pushed up, and there we go. That's it. So this is a nice tight fit. This hole seems to be a bit tapered, so what I do is just get it aligned, get my indicator aligned, you know, kind of roughly, and then just give that a couple little taps with the hammer. That way it's nice and snug. And then I have this set screw. I have this set screw in the bottom, which is acting to push it back out of the hole. And that's of course just a set screw. So I know this isn't much of a part. Didn't take very long at all to make. Like I said, my part on my quill is mostly made with a belt sander. Obviously I bored the hole in it accurately and all that to start with, but this works out wonderfully. In the past, what I would do is take a magnet mount like this, and then work on flipping this thing all around and trying to figure out how in the world I would get an indicator on there. And I fought with that for long enough, and I went to the extremes of making this. I've seen 3D printed versions of this. I'm sure if you look on Thingiverse or many other places, you can find a 3D printed version of that, and I'm sure that would work just fine. But I have a lathe and I have a mill, so why not make it metal? Thanks for watching.